Another day, another show. And today I thought we might break down some rules. What is a red flag? What is a green flag? We might even talk about that cross. Only a few days to go until we will see the boats back on the water racing in the semi-final of the Prada Cup, the Challenger Series for the 36th edition of the America's Cup. And so great to have you all with me today. This is the AC Chat and Rap Show, and I'm Nick Douglas. So nice to have you with us today. And before we go any further, I'm really trying to channel all of my energy today to get on with the show. Whew. We heard overnight that the amazing Bob Fisher passed away, and I'm getting on with what I had planned because as a good friend and mentor to me, he would be very upset if I didn't get on with the show and covering the America's Cup, something that he so loved. I'm wearing my red socks, if I can get them up in the frame. Got my red socks on, and I had them on Saturday as well, and I know that he will have just been so happy that he got to see Ineos Team UK take the win in the round robin. So more to come from me on that topic. And I'm, of course, sending my love out to his lovely wife, Dee, and his daughter, Alice. But back to the point of today's show, I have a fantastic rules expert on the line. He has been involved with the past America's Cup. He has been an umpire at the Olympic Games. He has been an international umpire. But COVID kind of got to him a little bit, like many of us, and he's let a few of his tickets lapse. Regardless, he's our rules expert for today, and I'm really happy to have Andrew Baglin with us. Andrew, how are you? Oh, I don't have you. Wait. Here we go. Go again.
Try again.
How are you?
Much better. Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So nice to have you joining us all the way from the Gold Coast / Brisbane. Sunny out there?
Yeah, it is out at the moment, which is nice.
That is nice. Now, tell me a little bit about you. You were involved with the last America's Cup and the World Series, so you've seen the World Series. The boats absolutely flogging along, so to speak.
Yep, seen the catamarans zooming around at high speed. Yeah, no, they got along pretty quickly as well. Maybe not quite as quick as some of these things seem to be going, but yeah, quick nonetheless. So. Yeah.
Quick nonetheless. Now, you actually hadn't seen it because you've been very busy in your day job, but I asked you about the cross, the port and starboard cross. Do you want to maybe have a little bit of a look at it first again, or should we explain?
Yeah,
let's
put it on and so that we all know what we're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. So if you haven't heard about that cross, you can have a little bit of a look on my Facebook page. I've got the whole thing shared there. But effectively, just to set the scene for you, on Saturday we saw Ineos Team UK up against Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. It was a must-win match for Luna Rossa to have a chance to sail on Sunday. So this cross was coming into the finish line, so it really did mean a lot to both the teams as to whether this came off or not. So let's have a little bit of a look at it. I've got it lined up now, and then we can review it, so to speak. And this is on the America's Cup YouTube channel, which has an amazing amount of content from different angles. So I encourage you to go and have a look. Here we are. I've got it queued up. Oh, it's buffering. Oh, we've got an ad.
An ad.
Everyone watch the ad. Skip ads, quick. Here we go. All right, coming in for the jive here onto starboard. And can we note here that they're doing 41 knots of boat speed, 41, 42 knots of boat speed? And there it's called no penalty. So much passion in these moments, Andrew, and you've probably experienced it. And I was trying to explain to my non-sailing partner last night and to a few of his business partners that, you know, you used to rip the white flag out of your pocket, protest, and, you know, a lot of it's about the drama.
Yell and scream, and that's right.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly. So
it's
part
sort
of
of taken a little bit out of it now when you just push a button and to protest it.
Yeah.
It sort of loses a little bit of the passion involved, but
100%. And a lot of people have called Jimmy out for doing a Hollywood, so to speak, but it's not really a Hollywood. It's like, you know, at cricket when someone goes, "How's that?" You know? So
that's right.
Yeah. So but what are your initial thoughts on this incident, so to speak?
I mean, the hard part of it is the camera angles always never actually help. They always foreshorten the view, which always makes the boats look a bit closer together than they usually tend to be.
Yeah.
Which always makes it a little bit difficult sitting on the couch watching it happen. I guess to me, I think the umpires made the right decision.
Yeah.
I think Ineos was comfortably across them. You could see as the boats were coming down, you can see the ladder rungs on the water beforehand, and you can see that Ineos did look comfortably ahead based on the ladder rungs. Again, those ladder rungs can be a bit deceptive because not actually sure exactly what wind they're based on, but you sort of take the information you've got and look at it, and yeah, it looked okay to me. I think the umpires got it right. I think it was close, and at 40 knots closing speed, it's always going to be a bit scary.
Yeah.
But yes, I think Ineos got across in front, and yeah.
Not too much in it, really. So let's have a look at that aerial view that you mentioned. So I have this lined up on the YouTube channel as well. So the virtual eye, they call it, which is actually pretty cool. Just gives us a different angle. So let's have a look. Oh, another ad. You're welcome, YouTube. Of the Manscape. So here's the cross. And it says 27 meters there, I guess. On the close. Yep. Let's watch that again. I'm going to slide back a bit. Let's watch it from here. Just before the jibe. All right, there's the jibe from Ineos. So they come back across. Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. Go behind. Really interesting there because you hear Giles say, if we jibe now, we'll get rolled. So they opt to go to that side, which I also think is a key moment. So he said, nah, we'll give it up. We're not going to get rolled here. And on we go.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yep. Live to fight another day.
Exactly. Just looking at a comment there, someone said the problem there, Andrew, might be that it was a near miss. Not so much the penalty, but...
Yep. I guess the rules don't really talk about near misses as the problem.
Yeah.
The umpires are bound by the rules and can only do what the rules allow them to do. And, I mean, getting into the rule itself... because it was port starboard, so Rule 10 applies, which is when boats are on opposite tacks, a port tack boat shall keep clear of a starboard tack boat. If the umpires are happy that the port tack boat kept clear, then she's done everything she's obliged to do under the rule. And yeah, just because, yes, they got a bit close doesn't mean that she's broken the rule.
Yeah, certainly. So let's keep watching this from the aerial view. That jib's coming up now. So 88 metres, 87 metres, 83 metres, 72 metres, 60 metres, 50 metres, and at the time that they actually go behind, 30 metres by the looks. So I guess that really does show that what you said, that those camera angles can make it look a lot closer than it is.
Yep. Especially, I mean, the on-board camera is the one that's really scary, because being at the back of the boat, you sort of lose a bit of perspective on where the other boat is, and it just suddenly flashes into view almost directly in front of you doing 40 knots, and you just lose a lot of depth perception, especially in that view. So that one especially makes it look scarily close.
Yeah, definitely. But like you said, Rule 10, and I'm going to bring that up on the board. Here we go. So Rule 10, when boats are on opposite tacks, a port tack boat shall keep clear of a starboard tack boat. A lot of people are asking about avoiding a collision, which is 14, and saying, doesn't that apply in this situation? Is that correct?
I mean, 14 always applies. Both boats always have to avoid a collision. I guess that's the big difference between match racing and high, very professional type match racing and most other sailing that goes on, is sort of how close we let the boats get before we want to see them avoiding a collision. From an umpire at a top level events point of view, we expect that, well, these sailors are the best in the world. They can get the boats a bit closer together than the average public before we expect to see them avoid a collision. So in this case, yes, we're very happy that they did avoid the collisions, but it doesn't really come into an umpire's thinking at the time. In fact, it's not a rule that the umpires can penalise for on the water anyway. That turns into a hearing later on to be decided. So we don't even actually think about that at all in the incident itself. It's only afterwards, if there was a collision, that we go back and say, okay, could one of these boats done something else to avoid this collision? Yeah. Which, I mean, in this case, there was no collision, so we don't even need to think about it. But
100%. Yeah. And I mean, we don't want to think about a collision happening in these boats when they're approaching at 80 knots. It wouldn't be pretty. And yeah, we don't want to think about that. But I mean, what would have had to have changed for Luna Rossa to have been in the right, I guess?
I guess she needed to be 30 metres closer. She just needed to have a piece of Ineos as they were coming together. The other key rule in this, I guess, is 15? 16.
16, changing course.
Which is, when a right-of-way boat changes course, she has to give the other boat room to keep clear. In one of the camera angles, you can see Prada bearing away slowly towards Ineos as she's coming in. So as she's doing that, she's trying to get her nose down and to get a piece of Ineos. Yep, there it is there. She's trying to get down and get a piece of Ineos. Every time she alters course like that, she has to give Ineos room to keep clear.
Yep.
Because it's just not really fair if you're sailing. Yep. Sorry.
So when a right-of-way boat changes course, she shall give the other boat room to keep clear. In addition, on a beat to windward, that doesn't apply. So,
doesn't apply.
Yeah, when a right-of-way boat changes course, she shall give the other boat room to keep clear. And there's a bit of chat about whether that does or doesn't apply in match racing. Yeah.
It still applies in match racing, absolutely.
Yep. Myth busting.
Yep.
It does apply in match racing. I love it. And I think
it does apply. Yeah. Definitely.
and that's what this chat is about a lot as well. And somebody, Bryce Edwards says, good to see Andrew Baglin on the case. Always makes things clear to understand. Get him over there. Love it. That's from Bryce Edwards. Shout out to Bryce.
Thanks,
He's
Bryce.
a great supporter of ours. And then also we have another question from Grant Sutherland. He said, doesn't that set a precedent for more very close encounters that could turn fatal? I mean, Andrew's not actually directly involved with this event, may we say, guys, but we wanted a third party when we were talking about this so that we knew actually what was happening. But, I mean, do you think that may be what happens before something changes, or do you trust these sailors to do the right thing?
Well, these guys are professional sailors. They know how close they can push it. The umpires over there know how close they can get before it is something that they need to. I mean, the easy way for the umpires to fix is start penalising boats who are getting too close. If they think the boats are getting too close, then they penalise them, and the sailors learn pretty quickly that, okay, that was too close. We don't want to do that again.
Yep. The same with the boundary, I guess. So
that's right. Exactly the same with the boundary.
Yeah, and a few people have asked me in comments, and so just to address that as well. Particularly for round robin 1 and 2, the boundary. A lot of people have said that, you know, what was Prada doing? Were they getting boundary penalties, etc.? It was more something to do with their race management software at the time, guys. That wasn't actually a rule, I think, that we need to really delve into. That their software just wasn't working, and Jimmy did say they were going to address that before the semi-finals. So that's a separate issue. But I mean, so basically that port and starboard incident, and we need to see Luna Rossa not altering course, and also a little bit closer.
That's right.
Yeah, yep. Wow. Even closer. That's frightening.
Even closer.
Even closer. Yep. Yikes. I mean, and for you, Andrew, are you missing being out doing the umpiring, or are you having fun back in Australia? What's happening with you?
Yeah, a bit of both. You see incidents like that and you go, oh, it would be nice to be out there chasing it around. That's also nice being at home and, spending some time with the kids and the family and work. But, no, you see some bits of it and go, oh, actually, it would be nice to be there and out there playing with them.
For sure. Now, something else that's been brought up, I'm not sure if you've seen any more of that race, but Jimmy's been attempting to do some luffs on the upwind legs. I'm not sure if you've actually had a look at it, but I can go and find it for you if you like. But with a luff on a work, what do you have to see for a boat to actually enforce a penalty on the Windward boat?
Again, it's pretty similar to the. It's the same. It's slightly different rule. Rule 11. So the Windward boat has to keep clear.
I will bring that up for you, sir. Without ads.
Without ads. Hey. Yeah, so when boats are on the same tack and overlapped, the Windward boat shall keep clear of a leeward boat. I guess the big thing we need to do is, while you've got the rules up, can you actually keep going up a bit further and go back to the definitions?
Yeah, I can.
The definitions, it's amazing how often when you've got rules questions, you go to the definitions and look at them, and they actually answer everything for you.
Okay, so we go to overlap,
definition of keep clear.
Keep clear.
Overlap. We know overlap pretty well. That's when boats are overlapped.
Is this alphabetical? Here we go.
Yep,
keep
sure
clear.
Is.
There we go. Might even zoom in
on
it.
So a boat keeps clear of a right-of-way boat if a right-of-way boat can sail her course with no need to take avoiding action. And part A is the one that applies in the port starboard we were looking at before. If Prada could have sailed her course with no need to take avoiding action, which she didn't. Ineos wasn't actually affecting where she wanted to go, so we're happy that Ineos kept clear in that one. With the luffs, part B comes into it. When boats are overlapped, if the right-of-way boat can also change course in both directions without immediately making contact. So if you luff the other boat, if the right-of-way boat can change course in either direction without immediate contact, then we're happy that the Windward boat has still kept clear.
Sure.
Which is all she's required to do.
Again, they have to get closer, I guess.
Yes, that's right.
Boy, far out. That's when I was trying to explain this last night as well. That's when you used to do the hit me. Go on. try and hit me.
Yep.
But that's a bit scary in a 75 footer.
75-footer doing, a whole lot of speed. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. You can't really do the tap and release, so to speak. But yeah, gosh,
That's right. And especially with giant foils sticking out to windward and leeward, and it all gets a little bit closer. That's right.
Yeah, it's changed the game in terms of rules and match racing, because the rules still apply, but everything's at a faster speed, and it's not as obvious. I mean, when you're in an Elliott and you luff up and go, I'm actually going to hit you, it's not going to get damaged. Yep. So I guess we might never see these rules happen because the risk of contact is too great.
That's right.
Yeah, yep. Wow.
I mean, the umpires still, yes, they don't want contact to happen. If contact happened, then someone's definitely broken a rule. We're sort of working in that grey area between contact and too far, and exactly how far that distance is, I'm not exactly sure with these boats. The umpires and the sailors would have talked about it and discussed it, I'm sure. And it also depends on the exact situation at the time. If the boats are going slowly, they're usually happy to let them get a bit closer together than they are when they're doing 40 knots.
Yeah.
And sea conditions and wind conditions and everything sort of comes into it as to exactly how close the boats can get in any incident before the umpires decide that, no, that's too close and penalise one of them. Yeah,
indeed. Now I have another question from the floor. It's from Louis. He says, I'm glad I'm not the only one that gets the Manscaper ads. Why do I get the Manscaper ads? I think it's because most of my followers are male. I think Jimmy was doing his last effort to sail deep and sell to come up and avoid a collision. I agree with the Rule 16 analysis. It seemed like he waggled down super late. I mean, we've all been there, though, and we've all had a go. And you have to have a go, don't you, in that situation?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I mean, the other thing, with when you're coming down like that, the umpires almost give you a little bit of leeway to do that, because if you get a gust, your only option is to bear away and go down a bit. So he's always going to go down a little bit. It comes down to how much he goes down, how aggressively he goes down. I mean, he in this case, it's really quite simple, because he did go down and he still couldn't get a piece of him.
Yeah.
So it's really quite obvious. It's when he goes down and then can get a piece of him that it really gets into a can of worms situation. And yeah.
It was, and I mean, like, if it was reversed, this is the thing as well. If it was reversed, I think that we would have seen Ben do exactly the same thing. So,
definitely, 100%.
There's so many people like, oh, Jimmy, this is so Jimmy. I'm like, seriously, it's part of match racing. Have you not seen a skipper like absolutely get into it when they're trying to sell a protest? It's part of the game.
Definitely.
Do you have any memorable moments?
I can't think of any match race that wouldn't.
Yeah, do you have any memorable moments of people selling protests to you, so to speak?
Oh, too many to count, probably. I mean, some of the best ones are Peter Gilmore basically dropping the tiller, turning around and just pleading with the umpires that yes, that boat clearly did something wrong and how dare we not penalise them.
Yeah. Don't you love the eyeballs too? I remember my coach saying to me, you have to eyeball the umpire, like eyeball them.
Yep.
Yep, and you poor thing, you've been on the other end of that. You've been on the other end of that, you poor thing. But anyway, let's watch the event in full. This was released on the America's Cup Facebook page yesterday, so I'll bring it up in full now so that we can watch the incident all the way through, including on board and voice. And there you go. At that point, they're still racing pretty hard because they think they might actually get a penalty. You hear Jimmy say they're just crossing, and then they come down.
Right.
I've got a piece of him.
Yep.
I mean, so it could go either way, but you can often finish with a protest and people will swear either way that they're right or wrong.
That usually happens. That's pretty normal. That's right.
Yeah.
Whenever you get a protest situation close to the end of a race, both boats finish and usually turn around and you've got 2 boats loads of people standing there staring at the umpires waiting to see what they're going to do with it. So
yeah. No, it won't be the first time and it won't be the last.
That's right.
And I'm guessing that as this cup continues, we're going to see it get even more aggressive now that we've seen this tight pass. Yep. The pre-starts actually look like pre-starts. Have you seen the pre-starts? I saw a dial-up. I was so excited.
A dial-up.
Stop it. And a dial
Finally turning into match racing again.
I know. It's very exciting. So, yeah, it's definitely making it interesting. But thank you so much for talking us through this today, Baglan. I really appreciate it. And hopefully...
No problem. Anytime.
Yeah, no, I really, we're going to keep you on speed dial. Our rules man, Andrew Baglan, explains it simply with no bias, and that's what we really want here on Adventures of a Sailor Girl, to look at all the angles. So just to summarise for you, if you've just joined us, we just myth-busted that port and starboard incident. Effectively, as scary as it is, looking for the boats to be closer, and that the port and starboard did apply, and a potential right-of-way and ability to keep clear as well. To summarise? Cool. I've learned something.
Yep. Sounds good.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Baglan. Have a fantastic day. Oh my gosh, I forgot. You're going to love this, Baglan. I just got to find it. Hang on a second. Give me 1 second, guys. This will cheer us all up. This is fantastic.
Not another manscaping ad.
No. No. Even better. And my Facebook is full of messages for Mr. Bob Fisher. So I will talk about that later. But I've managed to get this up on the screen now. Tom Spittle and I have been talking at great length about our campaign for the next America's Cup, the 37th edition. And I want to give a shout out to Sarah Steenland and the AC Tragics group on Facebook. They have drawn up this fantastic cartoon. You may have seen a few of these cartoons, and this is for Australia Day, the official announcement of our Australian campaign, which will be backed by Lake Air Yacht Club. And I'm going to read you the caption because it's bloody hilarious. Let's chat about Oz putting a challenge together for the next AC, led by Nick Douglas, Adventures of a Sailor Girl, and Tommy Spithill. It's a chance for Tommy to finally put away his upstart brother. May I suggest, with the technical experience of Alan Smith, we resurrect the pedal cats. Sal GP will surely lend us one. And enter from the Lake Air Yacht Club. Yes, there is one. Google it. Donald James will surely lead the Cyclops, as Kiwis are great at being one-eyed. One-eyed. Thanks, Sarah Steenland, for the working drawings. So I thought that might give us something all to have a little bit of a smile about. And to everyone in the world, hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Do you like that?
Love it.
Love it?
Loved it.
Just a bit of fun, a bit of Aussie fun. But thank you again for joining us. This is the AC Chat and Rap Show. Looking forward to the launch potentially this afternoon, or the relaunch of Patriot American Magic. All is looking good. There's some fantastic pictures and videos actually on the Emirates Facebook page. They've been helping out in a big way. That mould has been made. If you haven't seen it, check out our show yesterday with Pete Jarry, who's the boat builder for the British Olympic team. He ran us through all of the repairs that they will have had to have made with drawings. So lovely to have a few little features while we're filling the time before the semi-finals kick off on Friday. New York Yacht Club versus, of course, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. It will be fantastic to get in on it. This is the AC Chat and Rap Show. See you guys next time. And my love to Dee and Alice and my red. Oh God, it's really hard to get it in. That's great. Rubber Red Socks. Bye, everybody. See you soon.